So next is rounds in a thinking environment. Welcome back. I'm Jonathan Bowman-Perks. And rounds are a fundamental element of key meetings. It transforms meetings when everybody has the chance, uninterrupted, to know that they are being asked for their opinion and no one else, they all promise, no one else will interrupt them while it's their turn. But in equal response, they have to make sure they take an equal turn. If it's a minute, they take a minute, no longer, because otherwise they're eating into other people's time. Everyone matters in a round, regardless of power differentials and hierarchical placement, roles in the business. Everyone thinking matters because getting everyone's best thinking produces great results. And I've seen this time and again, where the old way of meetings, where a few of the same people spoke the most, and the quieter ones, often the introverts or the people who are in the minority, whatever their particular backgrounds are, tend to be overlooked and don't get the chance to speak. This is why I love rounds. Everybody gets the chance to speak. And often it's the quietest one or the one who's been ignored who comes up with the solution. So it's a no-brainer to ensure that all your meetings have rounds. Now, the best way to have really good meeting is to populate your meetings with rounds. It's just a great way of doing. And you want to do it. It's a simple enough concept. And there's 4 things that you need to do if you're chairing meetings, as I often do, or facilitating the chair who's chairing a meeting. Decide first the question, and it's got to be a quality question, because the quality of their thinking and the answer you get depends on the quality of the question. So it needs to be clear enough for a 14-year-old to get it. If a 14-year-old can't understand your question, you know you've designed a bad question. So the clarity of the question really matters. So firstly, it's a very clear question. Ideally, the people have had a long time in advance to think about that, so they can have talked about it with their peers, and the introverts have got a chance to think in order to speak, because you often know the extroverts will speak in order to think, but they will have had time to mull it over quickly. But in the moment, they'll speak out about it. So firstly, decide on the question. Secondly, determine the direction it's going to go. Now, you might be physically in a room together. We'll say, whoever volunteers to go first, I'll ask for a volunteer. We'll go to their left or we'll go to their right. If you're doing a meeting virtually, as many of us do these days, I get the team to create a PowerPoint slide with people's little faces and their names, where they're sitting around a virtual round table. So we know we're going clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever way it's going to be, but describe which way we're going to go. Ask for a volunteer, as I say, to begin the round, and remind everybody that no one speaks again until the round is completed. You're going to have your turn for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes to speak, and then it moves on to the next person. No one jumps in, no one breaks the round until the round is completed. If you have nothing to think about, that's okay. You can say pass, and whoever is chairing or facilitating it can come back to you. But I found that rounds are a really superb way of running meetings.